These are called hurricane balls. That was a good spin. Let's go faster than mine. What a hurricane ball is it is two steel balls, in this case epoxied together, but sometimes they're welded, and you spin them and they work a little bit like a two-sided top. I have two kinds here. One is made of steel balls, which is much more difficult to make, and one, get back there, you can make out of marbles you find around the house. These are much easier, however they will not last quite as long and they're not as heavy. But the way you would make them, you take two marbles, about the same size as one another, or exactly the same size would be even better. You find the spot where you want to glue them, rough up the glass with some sandpaper. The glue will stick better. A good rub in there. There, and there. The glass is too smooth, so the hot glue won't stick very well. Then you take some hot glue, give it a nice big blorp of hot glue. Don't burn yourself. Ask your parents' help with some of this, mayhaps. And then you stick them together. And then you wait a couple minutes till they cool. Once you're sure that your hot glue is nice and cool, you want to get yourself a nice flat space. You can do this on a wood floor, but the smoother the surface you have, the better. So in this case, this is about the smoothest surface I could find. If you can find a mirror, that works really well. But a whiteboard or some sort of smooth surface will work, nice and flat. And you just want to spin the balls in opposite directions. Try that again. And so the force you put into them, they're trying to spin off of each other, but they can't because they're stuck to each other. And so they rotate around each other. That was a good spin. And they'll spin for a while. Now these aren't as heavy as the steel ones. The steel ones are very hard to work with. Usually the steel ones are welded together. Stainless steel is very, very hard, or these chrome-plated ones are very, very hard. You won't even be able to get through this with a drill. I have some special diamond tools that I use for stoneworking, and even that I couldn't drill a proper hole into these. But I got a hole deep enough that I could put some of this steel stick epoxy in between it. It's a little like Bondo. And that holds together pretty well. Now, having said that, you're not going to want to use this where there is something breakable nearby. If you have like a cup sitting here and these smack into it, it will probably break it. There's a lot of force behind this. Now, one of the cool things you can do is if you have a couple different colored flashlights, we turn some lights off. The light reflects in this neat circle. And if I had two flashlights, I could do that in two different directions. I also have a laser pointer on this, and that looks kind of cool shooting off of it. It was a good spin. So my assistant is going to spin the ball, and I'm going to show you one last thing that you can get doing with these hurricane balls. Go ahead. Okay. My assistant is going to spin the balls, and I'm going to show you another thing that is pretty cool to do with these. I'm going to spin the ball. Okay. My assistant is going to spin the ball, and I'm going to show you another cool thing you can do with these. I'm going to spin the ball, and I'll show you one last thing that you can do with this. Got to get it in the center. You can actually get them going faster. And you can keep them going like that.